Lock it in, lock it in, yeah. It's the Joe Lockett Show. Lock it in, yeah. It's the Joe Lockett Show. Lock it in. Are you ready to be entertained, educated? A little stimulation for your brain. Lock it in. Are you ready to learn? Are you ready to laugh? Are you ready to love? Then lock it in, yeah. It's the Joe Lockett Show. Lock it in, yeah. It's the Joe Lockett Show. Lock it in, lock it in. It's the Joe Lockett Show.
Welcome into a Women's Wednesday. No, I ain't the woman, but welcome in on a great Women's Wednesday with Mr. Deese. I am nephew. He is I, and I am him on the ones and twos. We got a lot of stuff to get into today. Most definitely got to get what was going on in the news right now, whether it's from Mr. Paul Pierce and the Met Gala, other situations going on with Miss Joy Taylor. Now that she talking, we got a lot of stuff to get into. Also, we're getting close to Mother's Day weekend. Oh Lord! So get them last minute shops out the way. Make sure you don't get the Hallmark gift card because your mama gonna be mad. Okay. With that being said, though, have to make sure that you always do your housekeeping. When you ride with me, you gotta make sure you do your housekeeping. So the best way to make sure you do your housekeeping with the LIM is to make sure that you do A, like, share, subscribe, and follow, and B, go ahead and drop a comment. It's all free. Make sure that you do all of that. That way you can stay locked in. Shout out to the Facebook viewership. Shout out to the YouTube. Shout out to X. Shout out to TikTok. And also shout out to Twitch over there with LIM Gaming. Okay. Now I do need to bring her the woman of the hour, the queen herself, Miss Denise. How are you?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm tired. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Well, it's good to be tired. It's good to be tired.
Word.
At least it's good to be tired. We still here.
Look at God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how was your day?
We can't talk about God. Some people don't know that stuff. It was good. How about you?
My day was good. Yeah, it wasn't no problem. Shout out to Coffee and Conversations. That was a lit show today. That was a lit
my
show today.
My doctor.
That's
yes.
Like you go to her?
Yeah. I thought you knew that. Joe and I were talking about it before.
I don't be listening to y'all. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I hear words, I just don't respond because I'm busy on something else. But I didn't know that was your like actual doctor that you just go to for checkup.
Yes, sir.
Oh, well, shout out.
Yes. I was so excited. She is so cool, y'all.
What can Brown do for you? I see.
Hey, she brought I'm not incarcerated. Because it was some serious when the other lady got me off of my hormone medicine, and I had to go see her, and she specialized in a hormone therapy. That was the best. That was. Don't you see I'm nice and smiling?
Okay. That's why they're doing that?
Yes. Menopause is no joke. Shit.
Hey, look, I don't know.
Menopause ain't no joke. Yes.
I was a boy.
I think y'all go through stuff too.
We do.
You do.
We do. I mean, but we just don't talk about it.
You don't have to talk about it.
Yeah, we take it to the chin. OG about it.
And get on our nerves.
Miss Denise, would you please introduce our guest for this lovely Wednesday?
I will. Joe, do you want me to introduce you, or are you just there?
Yeah, he's just here. Can't nobody hear him, no way.
No, because you're part of my show today. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, what?
Yeah, can't nobody hear him.
Okay. So we're gonna start off to my right, and I think to your left. We have Erica. Of course, you all know who Erica is. She's a regular on the show. That's one of my people. We have Erica, the married woman, and we have her husband of 20 22 years.
Oh, it's nice.
So, you know, we talked about that last time, how long she was married.
Mhm.
So she's been married 22 years. They just had an anniversary. This is Aubrey. Hello. He is my married guy today. 22 years. That's a long ass time. That's a long ass time. See, I know y'all have some ups and downs around the circle, you know, open, honest, keeping it real. And then we go over to my friend Lily. This is my baby right here, y'all. She is divorced. So she's going to be sitting in for some of my divorced women. And we keep it real, good and bad. And then we have Joe, the divorced person of 2-3 marriages. 2? Yeah. So he will be sitting in for my divorced men. And then, of course, it's me. Don't say nothing, Joe. Please stop. You know, the single woman that I was almost there. Yeah. But the Lord said no, not yet, my child. We need a single woman out here. So yeah, that's my panel for today. It's gonna be real interesting though.
Yeah.
We talk real. And again, what I say about judging, we do not. And yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
Go back to you.
Judge while you at home.
At your dinner table. But we don't do that up in here.
Okay.
At all. And real quick, please don't call me. I got some phone calls last time asking questions, and we're gonna have the part 2 of that show. Okay.
Yeah, a lot of folks are looking forward to that.
Yeah. But do not call me wanting to voice your opinion about anything, because I may have changed, have I not? But I'm still that Virgo. All right. Go ahead.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Zodiac's removed. We got to go ahead and get into some news today. Got a quick 3-pack. 3-pack, depending on how you want to look at it. Got a quick 3-pack today of news that we have to get into. Not gonna lie, all of the foolishness. I'm with the smoke all day, because some folks cooking and some folks, yeah, I don't even know why you in the kitchen. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get it.
So, we'll go on with our live entertainment. Without further ado, here they are.
It's cliffhangers.
Love it. I just love it.
Now, before we get into the people that might be cooking, just a little bit, let's go ahead and see the spoiled food, okay? Shout out to Let Her Cook, because she threw down Monday. I'm not gonna lie. She threw down Monday. But a dude that's not throwing it down right now, Paul Pierce, is he's trending right now off of some statements that he made in one of his podcasts. I don't think it was recent. If I'm not mistaken, his recent one was with Joy Taylor. And this is what Paul Pierce has been trending about. If you don't know who Paul Pierce is, Paul Pierce, disgustingly great Celtics player over there with the Boston Celtics. Got a ring with them, if I'm not mistaken. Shout out to him, KG and Ray Allen and them boys. But this is what Paul Pierce had to say about marriage.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because I feel like every relationship shouldn't be based off of sex, but every relationship is based off of that.
I don't think so.
100%. You can't tell me nothing different. This is what I feel, and that's why I'll never be in another relationship, because it's always based off of that.
So you're not going to be in another relationship?
Hell no. For what? Because it's going to be based off the sex. Once that wear down, you're going to go find somebody else that's better. Yeah. But it ain't going to be based off of, this is the thing, and listen carefully. Listen carefully.
I'm listening.
Relationships, let me tell you what marriage is all about. Or let me tell you what marriage is and who's marriage for. Marriage is for old people and poor people.
Okay, so let's get into that. Why?
Because when you broke, our parents, like my moms and all them, they married on a merit of like, okay, we're going to put our incomes together, have all these kids, and then when our kids, we're going to have 5, 10 kids back in the 60s, all them, they're going to have 5, 10 kids so they can work and bring income.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because I feel like every relationship shouldn't be based off sex, but every relationship is based off of that.
I don't think so.
100. So, you poor. So you married for that. And now when you get old, somebody that to be by your side to take care of you. Right now, my mom got married. My mom never been married in my lifetime. She got married when she was 70.
Wow.
It was perfect. She had somebody by her side the whole way through.
So do you?
I really believe that. Like, that's what, like, outside of that, it's no advantage to a man. Why is marriage advantage? What advantage? What does it do for a man when things go south? Like, we gonna have to give up half our this, pay child support, but it's only advantageous to a woman.
All righty. That was just a little bit from Mr. Paul Pierce on his podcast. We're gonna get right back to that podcast because he's trending still with Joy Taylor and all of them. As far as with the marriage point, I'm convinced most of y'all don't like women. Because you wouldn't have this take. This wouldn't be a take that you would have, in my opinion. Because if you had one that was really, really cool, I promise you, you're not looking at it like it's just for poor people. I'm sorry. What about you, Miss Denise? How you feel about it?
So we're actually gonna use this and go into the topic. It works perfectly. So what do I think about it? I'm gonna ask you to play it again before we go into it, okay? I think I am, from what he's saying, I guess I'm rich and young, since it's for poor people and old people. But I do see a point. So if you can play it back for me.
Okay.
100%. You can't tell me nothing different. This is what I feel, and that's why I'll never be in another relationship, because it's always based off of that.
So you're not going to be in another relationship?
Hell no. For what? Because it's going to be based off the sex. Once that wear down, you're going to go find somebody else that's better. Yeah. But it ain't going to be based off of, this is the thing, and listen carefully. Listen carefully.
I'm listening.
Relationships, let me tell you what marriage is all about. Or let me tell you what marriage is and who's marriage for. Marriage is for old people and poor people.
Okay, so let's get into that. Why?
Because when you broke, our parents, like my moms and all them, they married on a merit of like, okay, we're going to put our incomes together, have all these kids, and then when our kids, we're going to have 5, 10 kids back in the 60s, all them, they're going to have 5, 10 kids so they can work and bring income.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because I feel like every relationship shouldn't be based off sex, but every relationship is based off of that.
I don't think so.
100%. Like, it's real talk.
But what if you meet a woman and you're like, wow, she's a gem, she's valuable, she's everything, and I want to lock her down in marriage?
I don't want to lock no woman down. We could be cool.
So you're telling me right now today,
you
on January 4th, you do not.
So you poor. So you married for that. And now when you get old, somebody that to be by your side to take care of you. Right now, my mom got married. My mom never been married in my lifetime. She got married when she was 70.
Wow.
It was perfect. She had somebody by her side the whole way through.
So do you?
I really believe that. Like, that's what, like, outside of that, it's no advantage to a man. Why is marriage advantage? What advantage? What does it do for a man when things go south? Like,
want to be in a relationship ever again?
I don't think it's realistic long term until I turn 70.
I am done. I've never been more done with a motherfucker.
I'm 47 right now. Until I turn 70, that's the only realistic part I see, is because we both old. We ain't out in the streets. We at home watching TV. You go take me to the hospital, I'm gonna take you to the hospital. That's it. But right now, I'm too cracking right now. So what I need to
is it because you feel like you
what I need to do all that for?
Want to be.
All right. God.
He's too cracking.
Okay, so going right in to my topic, which is a question, we've discussed it before, but it was, I think, just me, Joe, and Cliff. This time I decided to actually bring in, because I've never been married, and of course Cliff has never been married, Joe has. So I thought, why not, let's talk about it with couples who had been married in the past and a couple who's married now, currently. Let's say I'm gonna go with what he said. Honestly, a lot of people feel like the older you get, single people, okay, not ones that's been there, done that, and doing it. But we look at it as well, as you get older, you want somebody to take care of you, like when you're sick or think to do things with, couple things, and as you get older. I think a lot of people when they're younger, they're not really thinking about that. A lot of people, they're not. And I say men and women, especially men. In me personally, I never desired to be married, but there was a reason behind it. Now, I mean, hey, I'm kind of in between age, 36 and 46. So like I could try it out. Let's see how this works. And I almost had a couple, but yeah. Yeah, I almost had a couple of them. But the Lord told me it's not time yet. That He want me to date them all. So, we're gonna ask questions. Is marriage still important? Speaking off of what he said, I have to say this. He said his mom hadn't been married in his lifetime, but he's still alive, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she got married at 70. So is that like an old age or shit? I wonder why he used the magic number 70 that when he want to get married. Right, but he also said that if he did, he'll wait till he's 70. So you think he doing it because his mom got married at 70? If anybody I'm dating, if you're on, just give me the thumbs up so I can know what I need to say and what I don't need to say. Because I really want to say something.
Just say it.
I'm trying to change no diapers, man. Like, I mean, I know that's through sickness and through health. I'm okay with that. But like, man, like y'all really have to go through that sickness piece together. I swear to you going to a nursing home if I had something to do with it. But you can get put out of nursing homes. You know what? Look, and that's she got me in. I have the compound, so it's that and the other, and I don't have a man, so that's the only piece that it doesn't benefit me because I don't have anyone. I just work a lot. So let me ask. First, I'll start with you, Erica. You've been married twice, so this is your second marriage. Was that like a dream for you? Like when I want to get married, you know how some girls they play with their Barbie dolls? No, my Barbie and Ken weren't even married. I didn't even do wedding dresses with my Barbie and Skip and all that stuff. So what made you did it one time and it didn't go well, obviously because you got a divorce. Why did you do it a second time? And well, he's sitting right here, so you got to just be, transparent. Do you have those times that you like, damn, why the hell did I do this?
No, I don't.
Have you ever? You've never thought that? You've always liked him?
Yeah.
No, I mean, some people, older people especially, like you're gonna have those times that you don't want to talk to them. You don't like them, but you don't leave.
Right.
So, oh God, you ain't never dislike him?
No, I don't.
In 22 years,
I don't recall ever disliking him. I mean, we've had our ups and downs, and we had issues and stuff, but it's never been I regret I did this or I hate I did. I never had those type of thoughts.
But you have disliked him. Like, I just don't like you right now. I don't want to talk right now.
No, I ain't gonna say I dislike it, but yeah, I had a moment where I don't want to talk to you right now. But it's not a dislike.
I would ask you, you got a brother, but I already know that. Is my picture still on y'all wall at the house?
My mom got it.
I mean, you had your mama house.
It's in my mom's house.
Oh my God. No, I no. His brother was not my boyfriend. He was my prom date. Okay. What
Can't
about
get him
you?
anyway. He married, man, got babies.
Yeah.
He
I'm
got
so
young
proud of
ones.
him.
He got young ones. Yeah.
Well, hey, you catching up. You gotta catch up.
Yeah, I give him hell when he call.
So what about you? You've never been married?
No, this is my first marriage, and I would say it will be my only one, man. God forbid anything happens.
Why would you say that this would be your only one? She ain't going nowhere, but
No, man, and it was just like from that moment when I first met her, I knew that I was going to have some type of connection with her. Didn't know when, but that's something that I just knew. You know, so I just look back at it, man. I'm like, man, hey, this is my piece, and she's my piece. No matter if I may not like some things that she has to say, and it may end up pissing me off whatsoever, man. I just know at the end of the day, this woman is my piece, man. And I couldn't imagine myself without her.
oh, that's so sweet.
Oh man.
And I have those things at my house, and they always like, even when I see them on Facebook, and they, dress alike, like you don't really find that real these days. You'll see it, but the ones that's always posting their significant other, they are cheating. Just put it out there, they are cheating. I have a few that I know for a fact you're cheating, but I love my wife and stuff on Facebook, but y'all really do. If I ever, were to get married, I would want some similar to y'all. Yes, I love y'all.
I say you don't want that, man. You don't want that.
I don't want
You don't want that.
it.
Man, sometimes, man, I am hell to deal with.
I want the good part. But you said she's my piece. I have to disagree when it comes to that. I think your piece is within you, and she adds to it.
I got that, and I feel that. You know what I'm saying, man? Because what I like to do around the house is that I don't go out as much as I used to. So that when I'm searching for things and, man, when I'm seeking God for, you know what I'm saying, and get answers and things like that, I'll go out on my deck.
The deck the house that you purchased with the realtor name?
Yes. I go out on my deck. I get some bourbon, some moonshine, or some beer. I'll light a cigar or two. All right. So, but she adds to it. You know what I'm saying, man? Because, like I stated before, man, I just couldn't imagine myself without her, man, because she actually does complete me.
I'm gonna have to have whatever God get with. I'm gonna need you to talk to me.
I almost came to that point one time, man. I had to do some investigating, man. One man.
Well, now we're gonna go to Lily. Oh, is that okay to call you that, Michelle? Okay. So you were married.
Was.
And I guess you did dislike yours for a while.
I'm not gonna necessarily say that I disliked him. You just get to a point where when you're growing up and your parents say things about being equally yoked, that is definitely a thing. And my definition of marriage and his definition of marriage was two different things. And when you get to a point where you're married, but you're living two separate lives in the same house, like something has to give. And so if I was living in a situation where it was me and I was raising the kids, and you're out just doing whatever, like you're single, so just be single.
But isn't it females are the ones that's pretty much taking care of the kids, raising the kids, doing the household more than the guy?
Yeah, that's true. And I had absolutely no problem with doing that. However, if all of my money is going to taking care of the kids and doing everything at home, and you're buying toys and random cars that you don't need from random places, and then random people are coming to my house and that type of stuff, you need to be single.
Hmm.
And I had kids, I had young men to raise. So do you raise them in a household where all these types of things are going on, or do you separate yourself from that and raise them to be young men like they supposed to be? And if they choose to get married, then you know how you're supposed to act, and it's not where you're out here and you have somebody at home just keeping them, so to speak, while you're running around doing everything else. If that's the case, just stay single.
Oh, I'm just gonna stay single. I'm just, I don't go out. I don't really do things. And I one day I do find myself married. Can't say how long, but I do feel like I'll be married eventually. And then Joe, what's going on? Why you got to do your hand like that? What's wrong with you? Okay, Joe. So was there a time your first wife? I think because it's hard for me to see. So okay. Anyway, so your first wife. What you say? No, I can't. It's hard. I'm having to, because it is right here. Thank you. Okay. Okay. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
What's your question, ma'am? I'm
you're trying to be smart. Yeah, no, I know him. That's not you. Okay, so Joe, your first wife.
Uh-huh.
Well, I know you're gonna be very transparent. Did you ever get to a point of, why did I get married? What was this? Well, with both of them actually.
So you asked for the first or the second?
Both.
When my first marriage, the question is, did I get to the point of where I asked myself, why did I get married? Mm-hmm. I never asked myself, why did I get married? Either one of them, because I knew the first one I wanted to marry, I knew the second one I wanted to marry. So I can't say I made a mistake. I knew what I wanted. So I never asked the question of, why did I get married to you? No.
Do you regret this?
No, I don't regret marrying either one of my wives, because there was a time when I first met both of them. There was great love between us, right? Things changed and evolved within each marriage. But the choice that I made at that time is something that I wanted to do. Yes. So no, there was no point where I could say, why did I marry you? What are we doing here? No.
So when we talk about vows,
mm-hmm.
I guess that's like a contract. Would you agree? Like a contract. So that through sickness and through health, that's my struggle. And I guess because I had to take care of so many, that I really don't want to do that. Is that something that I'm
going to say honestly, right? If you get into a marriage, right, and you marrying somebody, that's your partner, right? So just say if you married your partner and they're young and something happens, right? Mm-hmm. And they get in a car accident and they're no longer able to walk or whatever the case may have been, because you have those situations. Are you going to be a woman that walks away from his husband, or would you, if you was in that situation, would you want that man to walk away from you? You know what I mean? So that it goes both ways. So if you're not willing to do that, you don't love that person. You love yourself more than you love that person, right? So you shouldn't be married. More? Pardon?
Don't you supposed to love yourself more?
Whatever you want to say to it, whoever's listening to this, it's totally up to you where you go with that. But I wouldn't want to be with nobody that if something happened to me tomorrow, right, that you're not going to want to take care of me, because you won't want to be with me if something happened to you and all of a sudden you can't do anything else, and I'll leave you because some unfortunate accident happened to you. That's what marriage is.
It doesn't necessarily have to be where a person like literally walks away and leaves the marriage. They can be in the marriage and be disconnected. I know that because I've been there. I had issues with both of my pregnancies. After my youngest son was born, I had to have 2 surgeries. Both times, my aunt and my mom came and took care of me.
Like literally, they're there and you're getting dressed to go out. Like this second surgery I had, I was laying on the sofa in pain, could not walk, couldn't get up, was bleeding. You were getting dressed to go out. Your friends called you on the phone while you were ironing your clothes. My aunt was in the kitchen cooking dinner for my kids, and my mom was sitting tending to me, and you got dressed and walked out. What made you disconnect like that? I don't know. But you get to a point where it's a breaking point. Me taking vows, and I married him because there was a connection. I loved him at the time that we got married, and that was where I was in my life at that time. I was kind of young, but I don't feel like I was too young to get married. When I think about it today, I really don't know. I think he loved me, but like really, really being married, I don't know if that was something that he really wanted to do, or if he was just pushed to do it because you had other people in your ear talking. If we didn't get married and I had my oldest son, that would have been fine with me. But that was where I was at that time. So you can be. I took my vow seriously. I think he took parts of it seriously. And when it came to the, where you have to take care of the person, that like he just was not there.
Then let me ask you this right here: is that conditional?
Yes.
But in a marriage, you need to expect that unconditional love, because when you're saying those vows not only you saying that before God, but that is a promise that you're making to your mate. That I'm willing to love you and take care of you no matter what.
So for me, I truly believe that whenever that person, whoever God has for me, I would have no problem doing that. Really, I really would, because I've taken care of from siblings to a dying mom, and I totally did it. But you can tell, yeah, this ain't gonna be for me. Because if I can look at that person and it don't matter how much I like them, and if I can't see me helping them, then that's not the person.
And let me ask you this right here: will you take it as that you don't want to go through that hurt that you already experienced by taking care of people?
No, if the person who's for me, if I meet that guy, I won't have a problem with taking care of him. Sickness and through health, I won't. But that's gonna determine, like if I meet a guy and we cool, and I'm like, I like him a lot. Okay, I can see. If I can't see me taking care of him, no, that's not the person I can marry. If that makes sense.
I want to ask something, right? And y'all said we can speak transparent here,
Mm-hmm.
right? How long you been divorced? 17 years. So it's not going to hurt what I say. Okay. So listen to what you said, right? You said you don't know if your husband loves you or not. I'm going to say, no, he did. Right. I'm going to be honest, because as a man, if I married my wife, there's no way in the hell that my wife is laying in the bed and I'm going over my boys. As a man, you're not doing that. That means I don't care. Right. I mean, I don't give two craps about you. I'm here for whatever, but you allow me to do this and I'm going to go do it. Real men do not leave their wives in bed after you just bore their kids for someone else. And you're not going to, a real man, I'm just saying, I don't give a damn who don't like what I'm saying, Denise, but I'm going to be honest. A man is not going to have somebody's mama coming to take care of their daughter on his watch unless he's going to work.
You're right about that.
Okay. Other than that, you're going to be by your wife's side, right?
Mm-hmm.
Changing diapers, changing bandages, or whatever the hell you got to do, just like the wife would. So, women, I hate to say this, but I know y'all don't want to hear it because it hurt. If a man is doing that to you, he do not love you. Period. Hands down. It ain't no some parts of the marriage. No, he don't love your ass. I'm just being honest. He don't. Sorry, but no, because I'm a man. And I know when I love a woman, I'm going to do whatever it takes, even if I don't want to do it, but that's my wife. And when you take a vow, right, you take a freaking vow. That's what that is. I love my wife more than I love anything else. On the show today I did with Coffees and Conversations with Dr. Mill and Joseph, they said, it's us against the world. I love her more than I love anybody else before my kids. The only person that comes before my wife is God. Mm-hmm. Right? So women, y'all need to stop trying to give that person grace in y'all life. You're a piece of shit. You chose the wrong guy, right? I'm sorry, but I just want to get that out there, Denise.
I appreciate it. So that the question and what you said, I know a lot of people these days, 2025, it's a different song when it comes to marriage. People want the marriage life, but not the actual marriage, meaning they want to move in together. Showing houses to people who aren't even married, that's a big deal for me. And I can't say you don't need to do it. I cannot say that. However, they want to move in together. You're buying properties together. You're having kids together, but you don't want the husband, I'm your wife thing. So that's where it came up to, is marriage truly important anymore? Back then you got married. Now it's, hey, we can do everything. We ain't got to sign no paper. It's just a piece of paper. So is it really important? And why?
Let me say this point right. When you're going through that, this really makes the marriage important, man, because you got people playing marriage. You're dealing with people playing marriage. When the first obstacle comes, the first trial and tribulation comes, they ready to run. They're ready to bail out of it. But marriage is actually working that shit out.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying, man? And the thing about it, what I had to grow and learn in our marriage is not to pick who the blame is on. You know what I'm saying, man? Because it's not about who's right or who's wrong. It's about what is right, but what went wrong. So that both of us can be held accountable and make it work out.
So in your case, you feel that marriage is still important?
Yes.
Yeah, I would say yes, it's still important. And a lot of times, these people that are playing marriage are getting all this stuff together. In the end, when something happens to that person, what you gonna be left with? Nobody's thinking about that right now. Because right now, okay, you saying they buying houses together.
Mm-hmm.
They're not legally married. They don't have their name on bank account. What your stuff going? You in a whole nother situation now that you got to think about in the long run, and got to fight it out, go to court or with family members or different things because y'all have done this stuff and nobody's got a legal document.
So do you think marriage is more of a business? Because that's what they say now. Marriage is
Nah.
business.
Mm-mm.
Is it more of this is a business deal, or is it I truly want to be married to this person? It's the only person I want to be with for the rest of my life. And that honestly, that's a long time. Or it could be a long time. Hopefully a long time.
But
It's
marriage
really
is supposed to be a lifestyle that's supposed to last a lifetime.
I like it.
And yeah, that's what I was about to say, something to that effect. These people are getting marriages confused and mixed up, and then people don't love like that anymore. It's like they're not really in love; they just love a person for what they can do for them, and they feel like that's in love, and it's not. Because if you take that away, or they lose that, if just say two people together, one of them lose their job, you gonna manifest, you gonna keep going. It's still gonna be the same. Or y'all gonna use that as an excuse to get out of it and run?
What are your thoughts? Do you feel being divorced now for that long? Do you really feel like it's important? It's still important.
I do feel like marriage is important.
Do you see yourself trying to get married again?
If it comes.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I agree with what Joe said. Me knowing what I know now about him, and it was just one of those things where I had to be married and grow through it. I know that was not the person. I feel like maybe he was sent. God knew what he had placed on me, so I feel like that probably was the person that God sent for me to have my children with, because he knew what my issues were as far as my productive issues were. And so once I had those children, maybe I should have just had the children and left it at that and not done the marriage part, because I don't think that was my person.
How old were you?
When I got married, I was 24, about to turn 25.
Oh, you were young.
And I was 5.5 months pregnant when I got married. Got married in December. ended up having my son early because of complications. So I got married in December, had him in April. And then I had my youngest son 2 years later. So not super young, but young.
It's young.
One thing I can say, Denise, on the show here, and ladies, y'all let me know if y'all in the inboxes out there, y'all are down chat. Let us know. Do you agree with me on this? I think a woman can tell a lot by the man she's dating or married to once she gets pregnant by him. And the reason why I say this is because how he treats you during the pregnancy. Because men, they either get more focused, right? They get more protective, and they go ahead and get on their ground because they need to make sure that they got things ready for that man, for the family. You know what I'm saying? Because I know when I had my first child, it changed me knowing that I had something growing inside of a woman. Now, I didn't know what to do with that, but I knew that I needed to do the right thing. What that was, it was just intuition that came to me about, okay, I need to do this, I need to do this. And I wasn't married to her. I didn't want to marry her at the time, but I know I needed to make sure that my daughter was going to be okay. So I would tell women, right, if a man, even if he's young, you got to charge to him being young. But the older gentleman out there, when you get pregnant by a man and he's still in them streets, 9 times out of 10, even if y'all get married or whatever the case is going to be, especially if he's older, he's going to stay in them streets. Now, the younger man can change because he's going to evolve into becoming a man and not a young man. But that if he's old, 35, 40 years old, at least 40, 35, I'm saying 38, 30, between 36, 38. Aubrey, you agree with me or you disagree with me?
No, I'm agreeing with you.
You know what I mean? Because men, is something in us. We have, like y'all have something about the intuition. It's an innate thing that men have. That when we know that we got to protect you, our antennas go up. When we got a family on the way, we got a kid, we got to do. There's something about a man, it changes in us, right? It's like that beast that comes out in us that I know I got to protect. I got to do what I got to do for my wife. And you're never going to have to ask me to do that. I'm going to be there. Now, would I be the man that's going to be by your side holding your hand every time you got a cramp? That probably ain't going to be me. But you ain't going to need no money. You ain't going to need no diapers. You ain't going to need nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I may go rub your feet every once in a while and run some bath water, but that's all you're going to get out of me. The sensitivity part that you may need, I may not be the emotional support for you, but I damn sure going to be that physical. I'm damn sure going to be trying to be my best to be that spiritual part, but you're going to feel protected. And like Denise always said, you're going to know these 3 words. I got you. You ain't going to worry about that part. I married this dude, right? He may be ass on this other stuff, but I ain't got to worry about nothing. These bills going to get paid. You see what I'm saying? Food going to be on the table, right? And if anything goes wrong in this house, I don't have to worry about it. Aubrey, if I'm wrong, let me know.
No, man, you're exactly right, man.
So, going to what you said about how a man would act. Now, I will say we were both young, but do you think family ties or a family upbringing plays a part in how a person acts in a marriage?
Definitely. I want to go to you. You go ahead.
Yes. Yes, it does. Because as men, we are products of our environment. And when I was growing up, yes, my mom and my dad did not raise me. My mom had she was 17. My dad was fresh out of high school. But I always been around marriages because I was raised by my grandmother and my grandfather. They were married over 50 years until he passed. I'm always around my aunts and my uncles. They were married. And the thing is that since we was a part of around our environment, that's what we see. That's what we're trying to be like. And so I'm with Joe on that. And he's absolutely right. Because when she got pregnant, we was engaged then, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we was engaged. We was pregnant with AJ. Yeah, we was engaged. Mm-hmm. Because after we got married 2 weeks later, he was born. The thing is that Eric can sit here and tell you, AJ was born. Who took him to the doctor the most? Me. Anything that would happen when he was sick, I'll leave work. I ain't give a damn what happened. Hey, I gotta go get my boy. That changed me, man, because that's gonna make you grow.
The child or
not only is that child is going to make you grow, man, but the thing is, like I talked about her, is that, man, hey, I don't want to disappoint me. I don't want to disappoint her because I love her so much. I'm going to take care of that because that's what it was instilled in me. And that was the part of my environment. And so, like Joe said, man, when you ride here fooling with some no good joker, man, that's 30 something years old in those streets, man, he's a product of his environment. He is not going to change. And so the older you get, man, the more you get set in your damn ways.
Very true. And to piggyback on what you're saying, I do believe that you are a product of your environment. But I do believe, and already, correct me if I'm wrong here, that even though we are a product of our environment, as a man, at some point we grew up and make a choice. Meaning, if I came from a bad, as just say, domestic violence thing, I don't want to be. Sometimes most people want to be the opposite of what they grew up in. Mm-hmm. My mama was a crackhead. My dad was on drugs with them. I want to be different from my family. Even though you're a product of your environment, I do believe at some point, most men find a way to be different because you told yourself, I don't want to be like them. You know what I mean? I think the ones that want to give themselves an excuse, and like I said, I could be wrong here, but the men that give themselves an excuse, they use that all their life. I'm a product of my environment, or my mom, blah, 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 blah. But at some point as a man, and I know me, Barbara, you tell me as a man, you knew what you had to do. Down what the family did, you knew what you had to do for yours. You knew what a good family looked like, and you had the opportunity. It was there for you to see. But there are good men out there now that came from really bad situations. They decided to do something way different, and they didn't know what it was. But I do believe, and I'm gonna agree with you now, most men and women are products of their environment. But I think the real women that are strong enough and the real men that are strong enough decides if it's a bad product, I'm not going to be that person.
So you pretty much use that. You use what you went through to better you.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to. But the thing is that what separates us is the decisions that we do make. Because that's going to separate a man being a real man, a man being a good man, or a man being a bad man, or a man that just ain't shit.
Look, so I have the different things, and I listen to you. I actually do, and I'm saying it today. So write it down, take a picture, because you ain't gonna hear that again.
I'm not.
But people love to even others that's around. They're like, man, he be talking some real good stuff. Like you really do. That's why I love you so much with her. So I know when it comes to the man, these days especially, let's go back to the older days when the man, their only responsibility was to provide, and that's it. They just provide. So that sensitive part, that emotional part, that wasn't their job. It was just simply, a lot of them were like that. Society, like for instance, the Papa was a Rolling Stone thing. It was, hey, I'm bringing home, you going there with your mama, or it was the wife catering to the guy and keeping the kids. Hey, don't go in there and disturb your dad. It was mama, which that was how it was. Now I do see more guys interacting and doing things with the kids. It was the mama's job to do help the kids with the homework, not the dad. So to say that you were the one who took him to the doctor the most, like but it's true. A lot of guys don't do that.
I just don't advertise that.
No. I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked at all. I just feel a lot of guys, they don't do that. They don't even know their children's size,
It's not necessarily just with this generation. I can say for my parents, my dad was involved. Now he didn't do the doctor stuff, but like helping with homework, extracurricular activities, he dropped off, picked up, waited. He was the band parent. Like he did all those things, and that most people would think, the moms, especially if you have a girl, you would think, okay, well the mom is going, football games, my mom was at home. she came to games
Well,
that she
most of the time
wanted
it
to
is
go
the daddy
to.
that kind of
but-
with the girls.
Yeah, but he like all the things he did. And so I don't think it's just the, like the younger generation is just a little bit different. Now I can say maybe because my son, like my youngest son, he's engaged to be married.
Mm-hmm.
I actually like her too.
Really?
Oh, my kids now don't like anybody.
And I know that's why. Really,
No, right? I don't
Yeah.
like anybody. No, but I love her. And so, but he's one I get, and maybe it's because he grew up around my parents. Like he's that guy that takes care of everything. He, like he just recently relocated back here from Huntsville. And so when she was coming to visit and all that, like he took care of everything. That's just him. So that's why I feel like, that's why I asked Joe, like, did he feel like, when it comes to marriage and stuff, is it a product of your environment, like your upbringing or whatever? Because for me to not, when I divorced, my kids were 3 and 5. So they didn't see that with, me and their dad, but they saw it with my parents. And it's crazy to me how my youngest son picked that up, but that was not his, like intimate situation as far as, his household. So, for him to, like he does all the things that we would consider like, okay, back in the day, this is what the man did, and this is what the woman did. He does all the things that a man would do, and he's only 20.
To add a little more context to what you're saying, I'm gonna give a little bit about my background. I'm a product of domestic violence from my mom and dad, right? And so one thing as a kid, Aubrey, I think you and anybody else that ever listened to the show can go through, the one thing that you say to yourself if you see domestic violence on a continuous basis, I ain't doing that shit.
Right.
Now you have some weak dudes out there, and I'm calling your ass weak, right? But you have some weak dudes out there that take that and think and use that because they think how women should be treated to put them in that place. That's a weak ass man. That's a boy to me. But when I saw that happen to my mom, right, as a child, the first thing I ever said, right, I saw my mom cry by the man that says he loved her, right, on a regular basis, but he still says, I love you. That ain't love to me when I'm looking at my mom cry. But what do you do as a little boy when you're looking at your mom cry and the person who's doing it is your daddy? What do you do? That's confusing as hell. People don't talk about the trauma that shit is, right? That messes you up, right? Think about it. The man that's doing, you want to go hurt, that's your daddy. You see what I'm saying? And then she goes and get into bed with that same dude later on that day or the next day, right? Like nothing happened. And then they walking around the house like that never ever freaking happened.
Man, it's funny why you say that, man. I seen my dad hit my stepmom. I was in high school when they got married. I looked at it, I was like, really? Hour later, hey man, I love you, right? I'm like, man, y'all weird. You know what I'm saying, man? And the thing is, with how I got taught about love, is that if you love yourself just as much, I can't hurt the person that I love, man, because if she's that part of me, I won't hurt myself that way. And I always tell my boys this right here too: protect yourself, but it ain't worth hitting her. I say, you think about raising your hand, man, fucking leave. Walk out. Because at the end of the day, it ain't worth it. It ain't no fair fight.
And Arbor, let me say this here too. Think about this for anybody who's been through the domestic violence situations like I have when I was a kid. When you become grown, right? You say, okay, that's not love. Now you got to ask yourself a question as a kid. Did my dad ever love my mama? Huh? Think about that now. That's one of them things at the end of the day that when you're looking at this whole situation, right? The trauma that we're bringing. So when you say you're a product of your environment, as a kid, I could have became a product of my environment. But I was a product of my environment due to the fact I never hit a woman, but I was very slow to get married.
You were very slow to get married?
Because my mom dream was, she didn't know her father. She wanted us to know our father, right? She wanted a father in our life. So she did whatever it took to keep him in our life, right? Mm-hmm. And when I looked at marriage, for me, that's bullshit because it hurt my mama. And I felt like as a kid, I'm like, my mama stayed with him for me. And she took abuse for it for all those years and probably still take. But think about that though. But that's what, when you become grown and your mama's constantly saying to you, right? I wanted y'all to know who your daddy was. I wanted y'all to know who her daddy was. She never said anything bad about him. But when she's saying that to me as a child, what am I hearing? You're staying here
for me.
Right? So for all those years, and then after she gonna stay for 18, 19, 20 years, right? At that point in time, you think she gonna leave after 20? Most parents, most women, that's what their life is now. He done got older. He ain't hitting her as much, right? Just only sometimes. And the physical come more to mental and verbal at this point. You see what I'm saying? So she's like, if that's all he doing, and they're in a place where they're living well, she's older, who gonna want me? So guess what? Her whole life has been for her kids, she say. But guess who carries that burden? Them kids.
Yeah, and that can cause issues with your kids. Like it really can. It really can. And I'm gonna leave it right there. Because
but y'all get what I'm saying, though, right?
That adds to the reason why I never desired to be married.
Those kids are watching.
Right. And that's the thing.
Whether you know it or not, they are watching.
That was one of the main things that I thought about when I was making the decision, like, do I stay here or do I get divorced? Mm-hmm. I have sons to raise that have to be productive in society. Am I staying in this relationship simply to, like Joe said, to have their dad in their life, and then you go forward in life thinking, oh, well, this is what a relationship is supposed to be like? Or do I just cut ties and do what I have to do with as a mother, and then it's up to him to keep a relationship with his children? Did he do that? Whatever makes him sleep well at night is what I go with. Hey, I mean, they're 20 and 23 now. So, you know, I can't, what you didn't formulate back then, I can't do for you. But I did not want to stay in a situation to have them thinking, oh, this is what's supposed to be, you know, what's supposed to be done. Because in the end, it was going to hurt them more than it was going to hurt me. And that was just something that I didn't want to do.
A part of mine is the reason why I never desired to be married. And because my mother's not here, I'm not going to discuss that. But that was one of my main reasons of I'd rather not be married, because that's going to be a part of, and I don't want to deal with that. And I've gotten a little piece of being married in an abusive relationship because I changed my last name on Facebook. I didn't mean to. I actually meant it for Instagram. So maybe these people would think I'm married, leave me alone. And I was like, oh, why did I pick Belle? I don't like that name. So I wanted to change it. And Facebook wouldn't let me change it. They said 60 to 90 days. I feel like I'm married. I got to wait 60 to 90 days to change my name. Oh, wow. This is the closest I've come to be married. And I'm like, that's too, I got to stick it here. I got to keep that Belle last name until for 60. I think it was 60 or 90. And the only thing I could do was switch it up. I put Denise Belle, you know, but it won't let me remove it. And I'm like, damn, is this how marriage is? Like, I don't see how you do it. I mean, I'm not there yet when it comes to meeting that person. Well, yeah, I actually did. I met a guy, and first time ever, I said, I could see me marrying him. First time. I don't know if it's hopefully it's not the last. Hopefully. But that was the first, and it is a past tense. So we're gonna move from that. So I guess you all being married, you're divorced. and I'm single. Other people who are considering it. Well, before I go there, because I know the man have a huge responsibility, but we do too. And I want to play a piece, and we'll discuss it.
And while he's getting that piece together, Denise, I want to say, man, congratulations on your new show. I think a lot of people are loving everything that you're doing with Women's Wednesday.
We talk about real shit.
You do?
I mean, if my dad's on, forgive that. But the reason why I do it, I can't talk about marriage, and I've never been married.
Right.
You know, it's my opinion. My opinion, everybody date, but I can't talk about it. When it came to the show that everybody ready for the part 2, because I had is it gonna be today? No. About the open relationships. Everybody's different. You might not want an open relationship. You might want an open relationship. I might want to swing. I dislike people going to the Bible when they want to use certain things out of the Bible to attack someone. Because we really gonna go there. How many wives did one dude have? Like, we're not gonna go there. And a lot of people are in open relationships and they don't want other people to know about it, but they're okay with it. Then you have those that they're scared because they don't want this lady, and it's mostly females. They don't want this female. Well, I don't want her to know I'm doing. Man, do the fuck what you want to do. Whatever make you happy. If you stay in one state, he stay in another. Because me, I can actually stay in 2 households and be married. It's not for everybody. You know, it's not. It's like sex positions. Let's be real. Your sex position might be different from hers. So when it came to marriage, it was so important because as we get older and the things I hear and looking for houses for people who are not married, it's like, is it really important? They did away Alabama with the license, you know. So now it's we don't even need to do that. You just get it notarized. Well, what are we doing? What are we doing? You know, what is your desire? Do you desire to be? And it's not important. So it's a business deal. So
that's what Women Wednesdays are going to be with Denise. You're going to be talking about real tough topics.
Open topics. Because people don't talk, and it's okay. It's really okay. It's okay.
For some of the people who don't know, right? You know, Denise always have come to the Joe Lockett show on Wednesdays, right? And so she took over the topics. She usually take over the topics anyway.
Wait. You made me. Keep going. Yes, you did. About 2 years ago.
Or maybe I did.
And it was like, oh, no.
I take the blame for it. So we made her take over the topics, on Wednesdays. But what happens is, y'all, because y'all be wanting her shows every week. So it is her show every week on the LIM. But what she does, she has chosen for right now to do 2 shows a month with me and nephew. And then she do 2 shows a month with different people that she bring in as she's getting her guests. So that's the way Women Wednesdays is going to be. So I want to just say that, you know, your show on the network is one of the highest grossing views that's out there. Thank you for all that you're doing. And congratulations on everything you're doing. And I think the nephew has a clip getting ready to come up. I have no idea what this clip is about to be about, but I think he's ready to play it now.
Y'all, for him to say nice stuff to me is very, he say some things and then after this, like, I love you, but you know, we did some stupid shit, but I love you. So you kind of have to like, okay, what is he gonna say?
I'm just gonna leave it with proud of you, baby girl.
Thank you, Dad. Go ahead. Oh, hey, Daddy.
God can't trust a woman to lead nothing because when her emotions get involved, homie, her logic goes out the window. And she's loyal to her emotions. She's not loyal to what's right. She's not loyal to her man. She's not loyal to her children. She's loyal to her emotions. And she will sit motherhood aside till she gather her emotions. And that shouldn't be the case. She's not realizing the light's on, the car got gas in it, you protect it, the kids sleep good at night. You don't have to lock the doors, do all this because it's a man in the house. It's comfort, it's security, there's direction. Most real men aren't liked. Most real men with real traits and characteristics aren't liked. He gonna say, baby, take that off. You're not gonna go outside with your titties showing like that. I mean, you got your ass out like that. Man, put some panties on, your pussy print showing. A real man establishes law and order. Say, y'all sit down somewhere. Nigga, a real man ain't liked. He's missed and appreciated after he's gone. But while he's here, he ain't liked, nigga. He's tolerated. That's why they don't tell your daddy. It keeps shit from daddy. That's why daddy get a tie. That's why daddy get kicked in the ass. Mama get everything. It's all about if mama happy. Think about if daddy happy. And daddy down to stress. And mama living long being happy. Because guess what? Everybody making mama happy. Don't give a damn about daddy being happy. God.
So, Joe, I always tell you and nephew, I'm not that woman where I have to take up and defend women like that. Because sometimes, most of the time, women are wrong. I have two. I have a father. I have my sons. I have my male cousins. I have my male brothers. And I think y'all get the short end of the stick a lot. I do. So when I heard this, I'm like, whoa. I actually feel some of that stuff is for real. Like I can agree with them. We do think females with our emotions. Those that have them. I remember there was a time I had no emotions. I didn't care. Erica, am I wrong? Mm-mm. I had none. I didn't have a sensitive bone in my body. It was straight business mode for me. And the reason why, because when you're raising your siblings and then you're a mother early and you're the head of a household at the age of 19, 18, you don't know how to have emotions. Everything is straight business. So people mix my business attitude with being a bitch. It is what it is. I didn't recognize it. I didn't know. All I knew was I was in survival mode. I got kids to take care of, and it's going to fall back on me. So I don't care. I don't care if you like me, dislike me. I don't give a fuck. I didn't even like my damn self. I mean, just being honest. But we do some stuff. Females, we do things, and I feel a lot of what we do, we're wrong. Putting a baby and playing that little baby in front of the daddy like you ain't got no rights. Because truth, men you got rights too. But we think with our emotions a lot. So being married or divorced, do you think that sometimes some of your decisions are based on how you feel compared to what's right?
What's the question?
As a female, because he said females, we make decisions based on our emotions or how we feel. So are there some times where the way you feel is your right, when reality, just because you feel that way, your emotions, that's not right. When you're in relationships or marriages, which is a relationship, but I listened to this about 3 or 4 times, and he really was telling the truth. I agree with him on a lot of what he said. So I thought, let's just have this discussion. Yeah.
I could see some of the things that he said, but as for me, I am not an emotional person. So, and I am the type that's always gonna think outside. I'm not gonna think with my emotion or how I feel. I always think about other people, and I'm gonna test it. I always say, well, I think like, I think outside the box. I'm gonna feel how I think somebody else is gonna feel if they're in that situation or whatever is going on. As for me. But a lot of times I do see where you have guys that are good guys and they're always trying to make sure the home is taken care of and their kids are good and all that. But that wife is not being appreciative of the things that man is doing. And it does cause, I mean, that's what happened with Derek. I can use that as an example. He did everything for those family and kids, and wife was just there.
And it depends on the person. And I can use 2 things. Now, in my marriage, he was saying that the clip was saying, women leave with their emotions and they think with their emotions and that type of stuff. With that person, the person I was married to, when we got divorced, I didn't operate in that because I looked at him for who he was. So I don't even think it has anything to do with me working, because I'm a social worker by trade. So it's just certain things when it comes to kids, I'm just not gonna do. But when it came to my own kids, I'd never used my kids as a pawn. Because at the end of the day, that's your dad. Regardless of what went on between us, that's your dad. When we got divorced, my one thing to him was don't ever let anything or anybody come between you and your children. You can come get your kids when you want to. All of that. I even going through the divorce, I worked around his schedule because of his profession. You couldn't do the normal, oh, you come get them on the first and third weekend. Like it didn't work that way. So I left it open. You come get your kids whenever you want to, but that's not what he did. Some of the other things he talked about in the clip, that was not that person. Now, I have, since being divorced, I have dated what you would consider to be a real man. I've dated a person that was actually a real man, took care of everything, all of that. It's just at the point that we dated, it just got to a point where we kind of grew apart, but we're still friends today. I could call him right now, and if I needed something and he got it, I got it. But it was just, we just grew apart at, during that time. So to say that women lead with emotion, I just think it depends on the person.
I know your wife is sitting there. And I know y'all got to go home together. But do you feel that sometimes, like what he said, what are your thoughts on it?
Certain things I can see where he was coming from, and he said something there, man, that Eric could tell you, man, that it kind of irked me a little bit. But when it just comes to women in general, that women are emotional creatures. But from what I've been around and the women that I've been around and the one that I married, they learn how to channel those emotions, man, because they made decisions that's going to be best for everyone in the outcome. So I don't know if it's that survival mode. I can't tell whether if that is just how they were brought up. Is it a business decision? Man, and the thing is that I'm trying to say it in the right way. Oh, I just say it.
Just say it.
Sometimes, man, with the emotions, it can lead to just bad decisions because you're not thinking about what the outcome is. You just thinking that, hey, this is just going to make me feel good for that moment, and not thinking what the consequences are going to be. So like with this woman right here, man, hey, she's going to put the shoe on the other foot. And she'll tell me sometimes, oh, you got to think about this part right here. I feel like I'm the damn woman, man. I'm like, man, no, then you got to be like this part right here, man. That's how this shit is. So like, no, just sit back. Think about it's going to be this way right here. Look back at it sometimes, man, like, man, hey, I got to give her props, man. Like most of the time she right. And then, but I'll say 10% of the time, man, she'll be like, no, but you're right. And then I got to go around the house celebrating like, hey, I got a victory.
So I'm glad you said that sometimes you feel like, your emotions are there because it goes both ways. And yet you're right. A lot of men say women are emotional creatures. When a lot of us, I got emotions
territorial.
Now. What you mean?
Put it like this right here. It means you work together for a full week. We sat side by side, right?
Mm-hmm.
They just say next Wednesday, I sit over here with Erica at. First thing you're going to say?
Why the hell you sitting over there?
Okay. Ain't that territorial?
No, I just asked the question because, hey, are you mad with me? Or
but that's an emotion because y'all working next to each other. You feel y'all like type of attachment though.
I think he said women are territorial. Men are territorial. Women, I said, women are competitive by nature. Men, they're territorial.
I think men are more. We can be territorial too, but I think we're more overprotective than we are territorial.
Well, I'm one of her friends. I'm not territorial at all. Like, I don't care. Believe me, I don't care. I don't care. I don't.
I'm gonna say this, Denise: are men territorial, or we just demand respect?
No, no. I can't, and I hate to say real men because my question is, what's the definition of a real man?
Oh, I can
I
give it
will
to you.
say no. Everybody has a different definition of a real man. But because a real man, my definition may not be the same as Lee.
I wouldn't give it them, but I can tell you because I'm a man, y'all not. But go ahead.
But we're the ones to say, yeah, that's a real man. You can call yourself whatever you want to call.
Exactly.
A lot of people call themselves very attractive, and they're not. So it's still what that person's definition is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Go to hell, Joe, because I lost my train of thought.
No, and I think men may have I would say men become territorial because of what his woman does or how she moves, right? Because Dr. Mia and her husband, Mia and Joseph, stay on our show, right? He said this on the show on Conference and Conversation. Make sure y'all look at that on LIMNetwork. He said, I would never do anything because he said he knew Mia is a jealous person. I would never do anything to put her in a position to be jealous, right? So if that's your woman or if that's your man, y'all are not going to do anything to put that man in a position or that woman in a position to be territorial. Because like she said and he said, both of them, right? They got enough trust and respect between the two of them that they understand whatever is going on, it is not to the detriment of their marriage or to him. They're not doing it in a demolition way to their marriage, right? Mm-hmm. So you respect and trust that person at the end of the day. So there's no need to be territorial when you're with the right person. If you're insecure about your relationship with the woman or the man that you're with, yes, you become territorial because of your trauma or that person has given you the reasons to be territorial.
And that's what the part of that clip when he said that I began to cringe a little bit. He's like, man, hey, I'm your man. You don't need to go out there showing your titties, showing your print or whatsoever. And I'm sitting here like, man, well, hey, do you tell her or you make her feel that way? If you tell her, make her feel sexy, make her feel beautiful. And those things like that. And the thing is that when she knows that she's confident that, man, hey, this is my man, I'm his woman, she is not going to go out and dress the way that she's going to do.
I get what you're saying, but I got what he was saying was simply, which, yeah, she shouldn't want to do that anyway. But that, again, that's her brain. That's her thought process. She may be like, you know what, tonight I'm going out, I'm wearing this. She may not feel like it's showing enough boobs. And he like, wait a minute, where you going with that? Now, if I'm showing my boobs and my dude okay with me going out like that, I question me and I question him. But I kind of saw what he was saying on that. Like he shouldn't want his woman, again, is you ain't got to worry about that. But I mean, I'm just saying, we've never been that type though.
Right.
But you have like some men, they like, where you going with that on? You do have that. And it's
no, what I was saying, man, is that it wasn't. I could understand where he was coming from, but it just some of it that I just didn't agree with.
And I would say in a case like that, me thinking outside the box. If you're going out and you're showing all this stuff and you know what you're doing and you're married or whatever, you're seeking attention. So evidently you're seeking attention. So evidently that's why Aubrey said, ask her, make her feel like, I say you're beautiful, you're sexy, you're this, you're that. You're gonna rethink about what you're gonna wear out with your girls because again, you have someone at home. So it's still got to be some type of respect on that level
for your spouse,
right?
Because a lot of women just don't. My opinion. Certain things, I'm like, you really can't respect yourself. But they swear up and down, they ain't going out there for no man to look at them. So you want a woman to look at you? I mean, just
right.
I'm just saying.
They going out there for
what are you going out there for?
When I go out, and I'm self-confident about things that I wear, but I'm gonna always ask, how this look? What you think? Do I need to put this on? Do I need to put that? I ask them these questions.
See, I usually FaceTime Auntie Tan or like how this look But we have never been that type that we can just. I can't. I'm insecure about my body. One, and two. We weren't raised that way.
Exactly.
You know, you just weren't raised that way. If the other one having it,
and then if this person constantly doing it, then I mean, if you're doing it one time, it's different. It's okay. But if you keep doing it, and cause it's obviously you doing it for him to make it say something about it, or give an opinion about it. You're doing this all the time.
Well, I'm gonna start wearing some stuff. I have started wearing shorts.
Well, I'm gonna say this: when I was married, right, and men, we have a tendency to blow women off, our wives, right? When you're married, when I was married, before, men have a tendency to blow their wives off. Meaning, if she gets her hair done, she gets her nails done, right, and she'll walk in and say, "How do you like this, honey?" It's okay, it's you, right? I did this, and I'm being truthfully, right, because I didn't think at that time how important it was that she asked me my opinion of her. You're my wife. You went home, you got your hair changed. You got a color change. You went and got braids instead of the short hair, right? You still my wife. That's the way I looked at it then. I didn't realize the damage I was doing to her ego when some other man realized the new hairstyle she had and gave her big props. You know what I'm saying? To my fine ass wife, right? And the husband sitting at home on the sofa that she asked first. You look good, baby.
That's how you get those work husbands.
But seriously, no, but that's what really happens when you get comfortable in your marriage. And men, Dr. Mia, I'm gonna go back to that conversation today. What they said, Mia and Joseph, they said they continuously are working on their marriage. They're working to have great intimacy. They're working spiritually, right? You have to continue to work in your marriage, no matter if it's the first year or the 30th year. You have to continually show we are emotional creatures, men and women, right? So we have to continuously show that woman that she's still wanted and beautiful, because as she ages, she wants that attention from you. She really wants it from you if she loves you, because she's going to ask you first, right? But other than I got you for 20 years, 15 years, 30 years, whatever the case may be, we sometimes as men, and I'm going to raise my hand, I'm only talking about myself because I don't know about the other men. I took that for granted. That's a black smear on me. I damaged my wife, right? I opened her up for another guy to tell her something that I could have easily said to her, right? Easily. But it made her feel really good when some other guy that she don't know noticed she got her hair changed. Or sometimes a woman to go get their nails or whatever done and see, do you, as a man, do you recognize it?
Yep.
Talk to me, Aubrey, right?
Yep.
So
we see it.
You see
But
right
we
now?
see it.
And they just play.
But as a
when I'm
man,
doing everything.
But as a man, we see it and won't say a damn word, right? Because we being a butthole to you, or maybe manager, whatever. And she says, at some point, okay, right?
And let me ask you. I gotta ask, guys. So that's in a marriage. So is that a red flag if you're dating someone, or you're with someone, not a marriage, and they don't make those comments like, "Oh, I see you got your hair done. You look nice." Like they don't recognize or notice or say anything about different little like hairstyle, or your nails look nice, or you smell good. Just something.
I'm gonna go here, Aubrey, because I've been dating you married. You got the dating game for a couple of years. I'm gonna say, depending on where you are in that relationship and how you've been treating that dude as a boyfriend, right? If he's exclusive with you, yes, it's an issue. But if you are collecting data, it doesn't matter.
So that's not a red flag?
No.
I'm gonna say depending on how. I would say what type of are y'all in a serious relationship? Then yes, there's gonna be stuff that's gonna matter, because the same thing you did to get her, you got to keep doing it even when you're married.
Because if you just dating and you just dating, like,
but if you're dating,
who gives a shit? Like, oh, okay, we're going out tonight, and then whatever, and in your head you might like, oh, he got some new shoes or whatever. But I mean, y'all just dating. Mm-mm.
But you're dating to collect data to see if this is the person who you want to be with. So, I mean, you're collecting, I get it. But with certain things, like if I know we're dating and we go out, oh, that smells nice. What do you have on? I would think that it shouldn't wait till we're in a relationship to acknowledge certain things. Or
yeah, you can acknowledge. I'm not saying not to acknowledge certain things, but I mean, like if you're dating, and especially if you're dating multiple people, like
Because you're not gonna pay attention. You know what I'm saying? You date most people, you ain't trying to teach me that he get some new shoes, that he get his damn haircut today. You know what I'm saying?
Well, when I date multiple people, I know if they last that long to get.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. It got to be the development.
Well, I'm telling you,
Yeah.
if they last the next week, you know what I'm talking
But
about.
what I'm saying is, if it's somebody you pulling off the bench every once in a while, you pulling off the bench every once a week or whatever, you're not going to. And I'm just gonna say me. I can't speak for nobody else. I'm not gonna compliment you on everything like you're my girl because again, you're not my girl. So you ain't doing that shit for me. So no, I'm not gonna compliment you on that. You see what I'm saying? You're doing that, and I know you date multiple people. It ain't my job to make you feel good about what you did, and you ain't.
But if you're trying to get to that level up, I really like this girl. So when I see her, when I'm around, oh, you smell good. Like you gotta stand out if you want to play.
But that would be certain things as a man. But when so I'm gonna say this: if you're dating me, and you say something like that to me, I will pay you more attention a little bit. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But if you're gonna give me any kind of vibe that you're feeling me like that on any kind of level, I don't give a damn of what you done. I'm not saying anything because I'm not feeling. I need to see how am I going to get to you, or are you feeling me at all? Because if I start to, let me say this. Every beautiful woman, like every woman sitting here, y'all gonna get compliments from every goddamn body. My compliment don't mean a goddamn thing, right? Unless I feel that it's gonna mean something. And you're gonna let me know I want that compliment from you. Like when I'm talking to women, right? There are women that say, I can't stand a good morning text, right? Oh, hold on, wait, let me lane, right? But then there are women that want that good morning text from that certain dude. And she's gonna let you know, right? Where is my good morning text? If you stop texting her, you see what I'm saying? Now I know if you're saying that to me, I'm paying attention now, right? If I want you, I'm more cued into you. What I'm saying is, it has to go both ways. It arbitrarily would I come and give you a goddamn compliment? No, but if I know that you're feeling me, and it has to be I'm feeling you too, because you could be just coming off the goddamn bench at the same time, and I don't give a damn. You see what I'm saying? I could be collecting data and you ain't that person. And for you, I may be your person, but you may not be mine. So if you throw those signs out there, and most women will if they like you, and I don't respond, you ain't the person that I'm looking for because I don't give a damn about your hair color or your nails. You see what I'm saying? Or the new dress that you put on, or the perfume that you put on.
Just entertaining.
That's all I'm doing, right?
He pulled you off the bench. I'll call Denise today. And then tomorrow I might call Erica.
That sounds like some shit I do. Oh my God. I'm thinking about it. Go ahead, nephew.
Oh no, shoot. Unc said it. He said the one thing I can speak on. Golly. Yeah, no, I didn't think it was gonna go all the way into the top. I was like, leave this off for me. I didn't say nothing but 2-3 words. No. I ain't. No, don't repeat that. No, he cooked on that. That's basically what it is. Because you got to admit, there's gonna be some type of understanding down the line to let you know you're going further with somebody before you start entertaining them like they somebody. Like everybody, at least in the dating market today, if you put so much or so many eggs in one basket, you're an easy lick in young folks' term, meaning that you're an easy prey. If you put so much into that one girl, and then knowing that you want her, but she know that she can get whatever it is because she already done peeped it from you, now that's playing backwards to what you should be trying to pay more attention to. And that's really getting to know her past just getting to get her. You feel me? Because in the dating market, like I said before, everybody, if you already just rationalize it in your head, everybody is trying to entertain everybody. It matters more when they're more special. And usually they show you that down the road when you get to know them.
I guess when you get older, though, I just can't remember a lot. That's why I had to bring my numbers down. Like, I don't. It's 3 max because I don't remember if you had a child, if your mom passed, where you said you worked. Because one guy, I don't know why I thought he said he went to Winona, but that was somebody else. And he said to me one night, he said, I never went to Winona. I went to Woodland. Why do you keep putting me on Winona? I'm like, damn, my bad.
See, you ain't tell like that. You ain't tell like that.
You ain't meant to be no player.
I used to be.
You ain't
I'm
meant to
just
be.
not a player anymore. I just don't want to do it. Like, look,
You
I
ain't
need
meant to be.
somebody where Tyson and Zena, y'all good with them. Like, I can't remember a lot of that stuff. I don't have the energy and the time to do that anymore. I really don't. But so you're saying that if you're dating a female and if you don't feel her like that, then compliments are just really not there.
Compliment her. It's just not going to be a priority like it would if I really liked her and I know she'd like me back. Like for the girl that I want, I'm gonna act like I want you more than anybody else. You feel me? If I'm just out here talking to anybody, then cool, you're gonna get a compliment when I feel like it's time for a compliment. Or it's just undeniable to me. All right, ooh, you looking good, yada yada yada. It's not gonna be, ooh, you looking good. You feel me? That it hit different if I'm aiming it towards somebody I care about.
So
and I know they're gonna receive it.
I have to ask, and I know you're married, and I know he says it's been a while since you've dated, and that's true. You'll never date again. Well, outside of Erica. Even if something happened to her, you can't ever date. I didn't know about it.
I got you, bro.
No,
I got some places we can go.
he ain't going no damn well with you. No, baby, you might as well go and get in there with her. Is it, and do you feel that this disrespectful, or Erica, would you have a problem with if it was like, it's like, you smell good or your nails look nice? Is that something that you all could do being married? And is it disrespectful, or do you have an issue if he gave another female a compliment? Mm-mm.
Man, put like this right
The
here,
look
man.
on his face is like, man, please. Go ahead, Albert. Cook.
Man, I'll put like this right here, man. We've been together for so long, man, that those type of things really just don't bother us. The thing is that the disrespect comes that which one of us react to.
Say that again.
I'm saying, man, the disrespect comes in that which one of us just how we react to. You know what I'm saying, man? Because I can go somewhere, man, someone like, man, hey, you smell real good. I like, I appreciate it. I just go about my business.
But would you give a compliment to a female, like if she smell good, and you somewhere, you know how some just smell good?
Man, it could be like this right here, man. If I going by a female, what's up, man? She smells good. I may ask, man, hey, that smells good. Where is that fragrance? Because I may want it for Erica.
That's cute.
But that's what we'll do.
I
was thinking the exact same thing, bro.
I
Man,
like
you had
that.
telepathy
I
right
like
there.
that.
Yeah, that's telepathy. Yeah.
Man, that's the way that it is, man. Because in my eyes, in my mind, in my heart, there is no woman that can compare to her.
So would you be okay if he complimented another female?
I would. I mean, I wouldn't have a problem with it. Like, he have girls that's friends that he talk to
A lot of times. I asked that because
Just granted, you are going to see people that look better than the person that you are with.
Preach.
You're gonna see that. You're gonna see that. I'm like, man, I can look at one right now, like, man, damn, she bad as hell. I even told Eric at one point, man, I said, man, hey, I only watch this because of Fatima.
Ninja. I mean, some women don't like that though. Like I was on a date and the guy, and I saw the waitress, she had a beautiful butt. And I looked and I said, did you see her ass? And he was like, no, I don't want no issue. I said, boy, look at her ass. That's an ass for you.
Man, it's gonna be like this,
But,
man.
I mean,
Because I'm on a diet does not mean that I can't look at the menu.
You can't look at the menu.
I can look at the menu. That man gotta work.
Everybody looks at the menu.
I mean, but some women, but I say that because
honestly speaking, everybody look. I mean, if you sit male or female, if you sit and say, "Oh, I ain't looking at her. I'm not looking at him,"
but you know that that people say
no lie. We're like this right here, man. On the trips we went to the Florida Classic with Bethune Cookman plays on FAMU. When we pulled up in Orlando at that stadium, I kid you not, Erica is gonna sit there, all right, but you lying. Man, when we got off that bus, all those pretty women, Erica said, damn. I mean, it happens.
But there are a lot of people who don't want you talking to another. Okay, so one guy, he asked me, and yeah, I date. So it was one, and he was in there, y'all. This dude said, do you believe that men and women could have opposite sex as friends? I said, yes. He said, what? Wow. So I asked him, I said, do you have an issue with that? And he said, yes. Why? He felt it was disrespectful. So I said, yeah, I'm not the girl for you. I'm not. So he was like, no, let me explain. I'm just saying, like, you know, when you want to talk about your problems. I said, no, we weren't even talking about that, bro. Yeah, that was an end for me because I do. And they know I always say I have Joe. You know, you can't do that in my life because I have men and women friends. And honestly, and I can speak on it because we had this show and we're doing a part 2. You might want to look at the female, not the male friend. I mean, just being real. Because this could be my friend. We're going out. This could be the same girl who I'm messing with.
That part.
So
that's true.
Personally, you have people out here who feel like you cannot be friends with the opposite sex. I know. And yeah. Nephew, I heard you say no though.
Yeah, I said no.
You got problems. But keep going.
I mean,
so you're saying that but you were friends with your ex, am I right? And her boyfriend had an issue with it. It was something.
No. My ex was friends with her ex.
Okay. I knew it was something like
now, I am still cool with my ex, but I mean, at one point she was my ex. That kind of goes to my point. She was my ex at one point. And for her friend, that was her ex at one point. Mm-hmm. My only reason why I say no is not to say that you can't have a friend that is a guy. I have a friend that is a female. We have relations. You feel me? And I think it gives more credence to how you are a friend. I think a lot of folks like to use the excuse that, oh, they're just a friend. And if it apply, it apply. I ain't even go through all that. But for a lot of cases, for the general case, when a guy here or a female here, oh, that's my friend over there, and especially around my age group, that is soft terms of I be messing around with her. We just not gonna define it as nothing because we cooling. That's the most direct definition I can put for that. She's real cool. He's real cool. We got some stuff going on that ain't your business. But I want to let you know I'm still interested in you. So I'm going to call them my friend. And most cases, a dude can see that and be like, all right, bro. she didn't smash around at least with him. Because depending on that dude, he probably the closest one to you, know the most about you, real cool with the family, got to know your folks, real cool with your animals. When he is around, it is a difference. And I don't think everybody's so dumb to chemistry, and I don't think everybody's so dumb to how a relationship was formed. Y'all could be cool, even for your exes. You got cool back in the day or whatever it is. When y'all get back around each other, we know why y'all chose each other, and that's apparent. That's apparent for a lot of situations. Like I said, it ain't a shoe that fit all here. I'm just saying for most general situations, there are a lot of nuances. There are a lot of different situations, even between you and Joe. But even you and Joe have talked about y'all date.
Why the hell you gotta bring that up?
I'm saying, well, you used Joe earlier, golly.
I'm saying that he and I.
But I'm just saying, yeah, y'all knew in the date that y'all didn't like each other, and this wasn't the thing.
Okay,
that didn't take away
let's
from
clear this up. Don't say date.
Point.
Don't use that word.
What y'all did?
Don't just say a meetup.
Oh my God, y'all went to eat.
Well, I just had a drink. Oh no, I did have.
Lord Jesus.
Yeah.
I don't care like that. I don't care like
Just
that.
say meet up. Just say meet up. Because
Look,
they and Joe don't mix. In my
meet up,
sentence.
whatever it would
Meet
be.
up. Meet up.
There was it was other intentions before friendship became the biggest one. And for a lot of guys,
and that's why a lot of guys are insecure with him now.
We can look at a situation for the girl that we're trying to get to know. And then you can start, okay, I see how she is with me. Now when I see how she is with friend, and I notice this is a real big difference, or she's treating friend like, that ain't just a friend. And I can't put it no more than that. You know you seen somebody where they ain't just a friend, or they don't move like a friend. It's like, oh, they important. You like, oh, they important. Why?
Because if people see how me and Tan move, they were sweeping down we was a couple.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they do, but I'm saying, but we're not. So can it happen? It's rare. I'm gonna agree with you. What
extremely rare.
I'm gonna say this: it's rare that do you have men that can be with a woman, that they ain't smashing at some point or doesn't smash, or you know what I'm saying, get that relationship right. But there are men like myself that are out there that don't want to smash everything that they see walking. They just want to be there for their friends, and they have more. Because I never had a sister, right? I have a brother. So the women that I have in my life, they protect me.
Where his sisters?
Denise, Melva, Joy, Tamise, you know, a lot of women, they protect me, right? So I know if I need anything or if a woman coming crazy, I ain't got to do is make 1 or 2 phone calls, and they're going to make a phone call and like, hey, so on and so on. Ain't going to be nothing crazy, but they're going to protect me. Or if they see something going on, right? So that's tough for a man that's very secure in who he is to be around, but it's up to me to make sure he's secure with her. Because she will walk away, and most of my friends will walk away from a good man because of me. So I would diminish and dim my light when I know she's interested in someone else. I'm not going to talk to her. I'm going to talk to him. You know what I'm saying?
And we talked about that before, and he really had me in my feelings. And a guy did. I had to leave a guy alone. The one who had said, you know what, Joe and Mark, they're bald headed and both have beards, and I'm bald headed and have a beard. So you going to?
And when she told me, I told her, I like, hey, well, whatever I need to do.
Not dumped him on the air.
Well, I know what I'm saying, but here's my thing.
Yeah.
It's my job as her little brother, right? Or big brother to.
You're way older.
Okay, but a big brother. Well, okay, fine. But to make sure that the men with her is secure without me being around. You see what I'm saying? Because again, I'm single. I dress fly. I have my shirt open all the time. I'm talking a bunch of shit, and I flirt a lot. That don't look good for any dude trying to date her.
Well,
and she cool
honestly,
with me.
for me, they need to look at that because they say, but I would say birds of a feather. Well, I'm nothing like him. I just thought about it. I'm nothing.
We
like
got about
him.
10 minutes. 5 or 10 minutes.
If that's something that an issue with that they see, that's a red flag for me. I can't talk to him. I cannot, because he shouldn't have to move to the side. I mean, we still gonna move. We don't talk every day.
No, we don't.
But if he is looking at him and questioning something, I can't mess with you, because I do. He's not the only male that's my friend. I go up to Indianapolis a lot. That's a big brother of mine. Never. That's my kid's goddad. You have to be secure within and trust me. So if they question, off the top is a wrap.
Yeah, because if they questioned me, they questioned the wrong damn dude. Okay. No, and here's the reason why I'm saying this. Because that dude, they really should be like having a side eye to it, tweaking and twitching and shit. And it ain't me. Okay. I may look like the dude that look like they should be questioned ain't the dude that you need to be questioning, bro. Let me just say that shit, okay? Let me say that one more time. The dude that look like they need to be questioned, that ain't the motherfucker that she with. It's the other dude, okay?
Hey, man, you ain't lying on that one, man.
Bro, there's a lot of women that are married, right? They're messing with men that's not their type, but they're, emotionally and hyping. down the
man's guy.
streamline, right? Ain't got nothing to do with it, but that man is doing something that the man that she want or like is not doing. And he got her head in a way that her husband or the main guy ain't got it. He fulfills a need for her.
Or fulfilling the void that she's missing.
I'm glad you said that. Because when she describes him off, how's she gonna describe him? As my what?
Friend?
No, she's not gonna describe him.
No. Joe, I'm not Joe. Whether you know about him or you even feel like it's an inkling that it might be him. Because the dude, you're never gonna know because you could be picking anybody and be wrong. We just know he exists. So when that dude is described, or we all are addressing who that dude is, you only going to describe him as my friend because he ain't nothing, even though he is something. And that's what that's the picture that most dudes have the anxiety for if they like the girl like that. Now I'm with you. Are there cases like y'all where, hey, it's just that's my homegirl? I don't care. Hey, what? I ain't doing nothing. Exactly. I didn't seen it. There are other cases where that same excuse is placed on the other end and described the same way. So that dude that's interacting with that woman, most cases, he don't know which one is the friend or not.
But he shouldn't even be worried about that. Just worry about your position.
That's cool. And if we talking about the dude self-consciously, I'm with you all day. That's a self-conscious dude. Acknowledging that self-conscious is the other part for him. This is only the battle that he got to deal with when entertaining somebody that he wants. That's why you get a lot of bitter dudes. It's like, oh, well, these women out here, you feel me? Might as well start, you know what I mean? Who cares? Because she always smashing somebody. That's just trauma from his own, whatever you want to call it, insecurity, whether you want to call it self-conscious, whatever you want to call it. That's him battling that because until you know that's yours, you don't think that's yours. That's how most dudes in the dating market is. When they're before he find the one and he know that's the one because she make him feel like the one. Just like how Joe, hey, I'm gonna make sure if she really like this dude, I ain't nowhere to be. Nah, bro, that's sis. You feel me? It's the same way for that dude. And if I'm dating in the dating market, that's what I was talking about earlier, putting all your eggs in the basket. You are not going to put all of that in the basket that soon, especially if you don't think that's, you know what I mean? That's yours. But that's just me.
Okay, so I guess I'm gonna wrap it up, but I will ask one final question, and that going back to my top, is marriage really important? That is a question that some people need to think about. And maybe it isn't for some. For me, I'm getting to the level that it may be important. Next show, we may or may not be swinging. I'll let you all know on that day. I don't want to put it out there. So thank you all for watching. Please don't call my phone. Let me put it out real. Do not call me asking me questions. Thank you, Erica. Thank you, Aubrey.
You're welcome.
Erica will be on next time. And thank you, Lily. Thank you. Thanks, Joe. All right.
And also tomorrow, make sure you guys lock it in media because you have the Thursday mix with Monique and Reese.
I think I'm gonna come give me a drink.
Yeah, come on in and get your drink. Yeah, because they want to meet you anyway. Yeah, they've been want to meet you. So come on through. But y'all make sure y'all stay locked in to the LIM network because y'all know we got some of the baddest podcasts out there, y'all. We doing our damn thing, y'all. So Denise, I appreciate you, baby girl.
No, you don't.
Bye, y'all.
Lock it in, yeah. It's the Joe Lock-In Show. Lock it in, yeah. It's the Joe Lock-In Show.